Jake West, Director of Team F-Line Sports, joined by Andrews Wildcats head coach James Phillips. Coach Phillips, thanks for taking time and sitting down with me today. You guys are off to a 4-0 start. I believe your best start for Andrews since 1967 and maybe the first ever 4-0 start because I believe that undefeated 67 team had a tie in there in their first 4 games. But just how much fun has it been to be a part of this team, a team that's really making history? I mean, there's no way around it.
Yeah, they're it's a fun group of boys. That they always have been a good fun group of boys. Back to I think of them as like JV players here when they were in middle school, and it's the same core group of kids, and they've always kind of been a tight-knit group and close group, playing with each other. And, they've worked hard, and having to go through the last year and a half like everybody else with COVID and missing things and setbacks and quarantines and sickness and all those things. But, they've been resilient, and they've got goals, and they're pretty stubborn about being deterred from those goals.
Yeah, it seems like you guys have kind of I know you mentioned last year and how tough it was, but you guys still were a great football team last year. It seems like the past 4 or 5 years, Andrews has kind of went through a culture change. And I know just from talking to some of these kids going into games, they expect to win every game that they go into, and that's not necessarily been the mentality of Andrews in the past.
No, probably not when you're talking historically. The past 30 years, 35 years, there's definitely been probably more downs than ups. This group of kids though have always, they've always had a winning mentality, and they make being in our program, they're a perfect fit, for what, we've been trying to do here, and they're winners, and they always have been. So, there's nothing magical, I don't think, with this group that I've done or, any of the coaches have done. We've just, we try to keep them working and try to keep them progressing and getting better, but they're, they got a winning mindset as far as group of kids go.
I know it's been really good for the community. My family's from Andrews, and I know they're really fired up to see you guys winning football games, and just to see the energy that you guys have on the sidelines on Friday night is really good for the community. You guys start conference play this week. Is there anything different as far as mindset and kind of practice? Routine and mentality when it comes to conference play? Do you amp it up a little bit?
Well, yeah, you have to. Non-conference play is what it is. There's no trophies or championships won for non-conference. So that's not to say that our 4 games have been for nothing. We've definitely learned things and discovered strengths and weaknesses and things we need to address and things we need to get better at. But this is the real, this is conference season right now, and there is a trophy and there is a championship attached to Smoky Mountain Conference. And so, really everybody's 0-0 right now. And that's the way we look at it. Hayesville is step 1. It's the opponent right now, and we don't care who's after that. We pretty much just take it one Friday night at a time, and you're really only as good as your next Friday night. So that's how we're approaching Hayesville.
Yeah, as far as Hayesville goes, kind of matchup wise, they like to spread it out a lot and throw it around. So your D-backs, Cole Anderson and those guys are definitely going to have to. They're going to be challenged Friday night because this Hayesville team is not necessarily like your run-of-the-mill Smoky Mountain Conference team that we've seen over the past 10, 15, 20 years. So how have you been preparing these guys to be able to play a team that – I don't think you've seen a team that's going to throw it as much as Hayesville has all year.
No, probably not. Coach McClure and his staff have done a good job. They kind of built the offense. I can see his fingerprints on it, and kind of some of his philosophy and what he wants to do. And the Caldwell kid's is a talented quarterback and throws the ball around well. And obviously they've got other good athletes with Jake McTaggart and Taylor McClure and the Kyle Lunsford kid. I mean, they've got athletes. And the Caldwell kid's, I don't know. I mean, he's got like a 70% completion percentage. So he's gotten a lot better since last year. And, we've talked about that, as a team a lot. And there is going to be a pretty good test for our defensive backs. And but they're excited as well. I mean, they like a challenge. And, this week's definitely going to be a challenge for us defensively.
You mentioned their star power. You've got star power too. The Martin boys and Isaac Weaver, just to name a few. Are you going to have your guys back healthy and continue to be able to do what you do on the ground?
Yeah, it looks like we will. That's kind of been the theme for us, and I'm sure everybody else in the conference as well. I mean, I don't think we've played a Friday night yet with all the kids on our roster, and everybody else is in that too. I'm not complaining or whining. It just is what it is. So, we like last Friday night at North Georgia, we dressed about 15, 16 kids and had about 7 starters out. And thankfully we got most of those back this Friday. So, we should be, knock on wood, barring some kind of COVID catastrophe or setback. I mean, we should be close to 100% Friday night.
Well, awesome. That's great to hear. Coach, thanks for taking time and sitting down with me. We really look forward to watching you guys play on Friday night. That game, we will be broadcasting it live on FINTV.com. So we look forward to seeing the product that you guys are able to put out on the field Friday night. We've really enjoyed seeing and following you guys this year. You've got some really great kids off the football field as well as on the football field on your team.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate what you guys do, trying to get our kids exposure and just around our conference. So I appreciate the coverage.
Yeah, thank you, Coach.
All right, Jake. Thank you.